Chapter 11. Storm Drainage, 1101.0. General, 1101.1. Applicability. This chapter shall govern the materials, design, and installation of stormwater drainage systems. 1101.2. Where required, roofs, paved areas, yards, courts, courtyards, vent shafts, light wells, or similar areas having rainwater shall be drained into a separate storm sewer system or into a combined sewer system where a separate storm sewer system is not available, or to some other place of disposal satisfactory to the authority having jurisdiction. In the case of one- and two-family dwellings, stormwater shall be permitted to be discharged on flat areas, such as streets or lawns, so long as the storm water shall flow away from the building and away from adjoining property, and shall not create a nuisance. 11.13 Stormwater Drainage to Sanitary Sewer. Prohibited stormwater shall not be drained into sewers intended for sanitary drainage. 11.014 Material uses pipe, tube, and fittings conveying rainwater shall be of such materials and design as to perform their intended function to the satisfaction of the authority having jurisdiction. Conductors within a vent or shaft shall be of cast iron, galvanized steel, wrought iron, copper, copper alloy, lead, Schedule 40 ABS DWV, Schedule 40 PVC DWV, stainless steel 304 or 316L. Stainless steel 304 pipe and fittings shall not be installed underground and shall be kept not less than 6 inches, 152 millimeters, above ground, or other approved materials, and changes in direction shall be in accordance with the requirements of Section 706.0. ABS and PVC DWV piping installations shall be installed in accordance with applicable standards referenced in Table 1701.1 and Chapter 14, Fire Stop Protection. Except for individual single-family dwelling units, materials exposed within ducts or plenums shall have a flame spread index of not more than 25 and a smoke developed index of not more than 50, where tested in accordance with ASTM E84 or UL 723. These tests shall comply with all requirements of the standards to include the sample size, both for width and length. Plastic pipe shall not be tested filled with water. 11.01.4.1 Copper and copper alloys joints and connections in copper and copper alloy pipe and tube shall be installed in accordance with Section 705.3, 11.01.4.2. Conductors installed above ground in buildings shall comply with the applicable standards referenced in Table 701.2 for above-ground drain, waste, and vent pipe. Conductors installed above ground level shall be of seamless copper water tube, type K, L, or M, Schedule 40 copper pipe or Schedule 40 copper alloy pipe, type DWV copper drainage tube, service weight cast iron soil pipe or hubless cast iron soil pipe, standard weight galvanized steel pipe, stainless steel 304 or 316L, Stainless steel 304 pipe and fittings shall not be installed underground and shall be kept not less than 6 inches, 152 millimeters, above ground, or Schedule 40 ABS or Schedule 40 PVC plastic pipe. 1101.4.3. Leaders installed outside shall comply with the applicable standards referenced in Table 701.2 for above-ground drain, waste, and vent pipe, aluminum sheet metal, galvanized steel sheet metal, or copper sheet metal. 11.01.4.4 Underground building storm drains. Underground building storm drains shall comply with the applicable standards referenced in Table 701.2 for underground drain, waste, and vent pipe. 1101.4.5 Building storm sewers. Building storm sewers shall comply with the applicable standards referenced in Table 701.2 for building sewer pipe. 1101.4.6 Subsoil drains. Subsoil drains shall be open-jointed, perforated, or both, and constructed of materials in conformance with Table 1101.4.6. 1101.5 Expansion joints required. Expansion joints or sleeves shall be provided where warranted by temperature variations or physical conditions. 11.016 Subsoil drains. Subsoil drains shall be provided around the perimeter of buildings having basements, cellars, crawl spaces, or floors below grade. Such subsoil drains shall be permitted to be positioned inside or outside of the footing. Shall be of perforated or open-jointed approved drain tile or pipe, not less than 3 inches, 80 millimeters, in diameter, and shall be laid in gravel, slag, crushed rock, approved 3/4 of an inch, 19.1 millimeters, crushed, recycled glass aggregate, or other approved porous material with not less than 4 inches, 102 millimeters, surrounding the pipe. Filter media shall be provided for exterior subsoil piping. 11.06.1 Discharge subsoil drain shall be piped to a storm drain, to an approved watercourse, to the front street curb or gutter, to an alley, or the discharge from the subsoil drains shall be conveyed to the alley by a concrete gutter. Where a continuously flowing spring or groundwater is encountered, subsoil drains shall be piped to a storm drain or an approved watercourse. 11.01.6.2 Sump. Where it is not possible to convey the drainage by gravity, subsoil drains shall discharge to an accessible sump provided with an approved automatic electric pump. The sump shall be not less than 15 inches, 381 millimeters, in diameter, 18 inches, 457 millimeters, in depth, and provided with a fitted cover. The sump pump shall have an adequate capacity to discharge water coming into the sump as it accumulates to the required discharge point, and the capacity of the pump shall be not less than 15 gallons per minute, GPM, 0.95 liters per second. The discharge piping from the sump pump shall be not less than 11.5 inches, 40 millimeters, in diameter, and have a union or other approved quick disconnect assembly to make the pump accessible for servicing. 11.01.6.3 Splash blocks. For separate dwellings not serving continuously flowing springs or groundwater, the sump discharge pipe shall be permitted to discharge onto a concrete splash block with a minimum length of 24 inches, 610 millimeters. This pipe shall be within 4 inches, 102 millimeters, of the splash block and positioned to direct the flow parallel to the recessed line of the splash block. 11.01.6.4 Backwater valve. Subsoil drains subject to backflow, where discharging into a storm drain shall be provided with a backwater valve in the drain line so located as to be accessible for inspection and maintenance. 1101.6.5 Open area. Nothing in Section 1101.6 shall prevent drains that serve either subsoil drains or areaways of a detached building from discharging to a properly graded open area, provided that they do not serve continuously flowing springs or groundwater. The point of discharge is not less than 10 feet, 3,048 millimeters, from a property line. It is impracticable to discharge such drains to a storm drain, to an approved watercourse, to the front street curb or gutter, or to an alley. 11.017 Building subdrains. Building subdrains located below the public sewer level shall discharge into a sump or receiving tank, the contents of which shall be automatically lifted and discharged into the drainage system as required for building sumps. 1101.8 Areaway drains. Open subsurface space adjacent to a building, serving as an entrance to the basement or cellar of a building, shall be provided with a drain or drains. The areaway drains shall be not less than 2 inches, 50 millimeters in diameter for areaways at a maximum of 100 square feet, 9.29 square meters in area, and shall be discharged in the manner provided for subsoil drains not serving continuously flowing springs or groundwater. See Section 1101.6.1. Areaways exceeding 100 square feet, 9.29 square meters, shall not drain into subsoil drains. The drains for areaways exceeding 100 square feet, 9.29 square meters, shall be sized in accordance with Table 1, 103.2, 1101.9, window areaway drains window areaways at a maximum of 10 square feet, 0.93 square meters, in area shall be permitted to discharge to the subsoil drains through a 2-inch, 50-millimeter diameter pipe. However, window areaways exceeding 10 square feet, 0.93 square meters, in area shall be handled in the manner provided for entrance areaways. See Section 1101.8. 1101.1. Filling stations and motor vehicle washing establishments. Public filling stations and motor vehicle washing establishments shall have the paved area sloped toward sumps or gratings within the property lines. Curbs not less than 6 inches, 152 millimeters, high shall be placed where required to direct water to gratings or sumps. 1101.11 Paved areas, where the occupant creates surface water drainage, the sumps, gratings, or floor drains shall be piped to a storm drain or an approved water course. 1101.12 Roof drainage shall comply with Section 1101.12.1 and Section 1101.12.2. The location and sizing of drains and gutters shall be coordinated with the structural design and pitch of the roof. Unless otherwise required by the authority having jurisdiction, roof drains, gutters, vertical conductors or leaders, and horizontal storm drains for primary drainage shall be sized based on a storm of 60 minutes duration and 100-year return period. Refer to Table D 101.1 in Appendix D for 100 years, 60-minute storms at various locations. 1101.12.2 Secondary drainage emergency, roof drainage, shall be provided by one of the methods specified in Section 1101.12.2.1 or Section 1101.12.2.2. Open side, secondary roof drainage shall be provided by an open-sided roof or scuppers where the roof perimeter construction extends above the roof in such a manner that water will be entrapped. An open-sided roof or scuppers shall be sized to prevent the depth of ponding water from exceeding that for which the roof was designed as determined by Section 1101.121. Scupper openings shall be not less than 4 inches, 102 millimeters, high and have a width equal to the circumference of the roof drain required for the area served, sized in accordance with Table 1103.1. 1101.12.2. Secondary roof drain. Secondary roof drains shall be provided. The secondary roof drains shall be located not less than 2 inches, 51 millimeters above the roof surface. The maximum height of the roof drains shall be a height to prevent the depth of ponding water from exceeding that for which the roof was designed as determined by Section 1101.1.12.1. The secondary roof drains shall connect to a piping system in accordance with Section 1101.12.2.2.1 or Section 1101.12.2.2.2.1. Separate piping system. The secondary roof drainage system shall be a separate system of piping, independent of the primary roof drainage system. The discharge shall be above grade, in a location observable by the building occupants or maintenance personnel. Secondary roof drain systems shall be sized in accordance with Section 1101.12.1 based on the rainfall rate for which the primary system is sized. 11.1.12.2. Combined system. The secondary roof drains shall connect to the vertical piping of the primary storm drainage conductor downstream of the last horizontal offset located below the roof. The primary storm drainage system shall connect to the building storm water that connects to an underground public storm sewer. The combined secondary and primary roof drain systems shall be sized in accordance with Section 1103.0 based on double the rainfall rate for the local area. 1101.13. Cleanouts for building storm drains shall comply with the requirements of Section 719.0 of this code. 1101.131. Rain leaders and conductors. Rain leaders and conductors connected to a building storm sewer shall have a cleanout installed at the base of the outside leader or outside conductor before it connects to the horizontal drain. 1101.14. Rainwater sumps. Rainwater sumps serving public use occupancy buildings shall be provided with dual pumps arranged to function alternately in the case of overload or mechanical failure. Pumps rated 600 volts or less shall comply with UL 778 and shall be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's installation instructions. 1101.15 Traps on storm drains and leaders. Leaders and storm drains, where connected to a combined sewer, shall be trapped. Floor and area drains connected to a storm drain shall be trapped. Exception: traps shall not be required where roof drains, rain leaders, and other inlets are at locations permitted under Section 906.0, vent termination. 1101.151, where not required. No trap shall be required for leaders or conductors that are connected to a sewer carrying stormwater exclusively. 1101.152 Trap-size traps, where installed for individual conductors, shall be the same size as the horizontal drain to which they are connected. 11.1.15.3 Method of installation of combined sewer. Individual stormwater traps shall be installed on the stormwater drain branch serving each stormwater inlet, or a single trap shall be installed in the main storm drain just before its connection with the combined building sewer. Such traps shall be provided with an accessible cleanout on the outlet side of the trap. 1101.16 Leaders, conductors, and connections. Leaders or conductors shall not be used as soil, waste, or vent pipes, nor shall soil, waste, or vent pipes be used as leaders or conductors. 11.1.16.1 Protection of leaders. Leaders installed along alleyways, driveways, or other locations where exposed to damage shall be protected by metal guards, recessed into the wall or constructed from the ferrous pipe. 11.1.16.2 Combining storm with sanitary drainage. The sanitary and storm drainage system of a building shall be entirely separate, except where a combined sewer is used, in which case the building storm drain shall be connected in the same horizontal plane through a single Y fitting to the combined building sewer, not less than 10 feet downstream from a soil stack. 1102.0 Roof. Drains 1102.1 Applications. Roof drains shall be constructed of aluminum, cast iron, copper alloy of not more than 15% zinc, leaded nickel bronze, stainless steel, ABS, PVC, polypropylene, polyethylene, or nylon, and shall comply with ASME A112.31 or ASME A112.6.4, 1102.2. Dome strainers required. Roof drains shall have domed strainers. Exception: roof drain strainers for use on sun decks, parking decks, and similar areas that are normally serviced and maintained shall be permitted to be of the flat surface type. Such roof drain strainers shall be level with the deck. 1102.3 Roof drain flashings. The connection between the roof and roof drains that pass through the roof and into the interior of the building shall be made watertight by the use of proper flashing material. 11.02.3.1 Lead flashing. Where lead flashing material is used, it shall be not less than 4 pounds per square foot, lb per square foot, 19 kilograms per square meter. 11.02.3.2 Copper flashing. Where copper flashing material is used, it shall be not less than 12 ounces per square foot, Oz per square foot, 3.7 kilograms per square meter. 1100 3.0 size of leaders, conductors, and storm drains. 1103.1 vertical conductors and leaders. Vertical conductors and leaders shall be sized by the maximum projected roof area and table 1103.1. 1103.2, size of horizontal storm drains and sewers. The size of building storm drains, or building storm sewers, or their horizontal branches shall be based on the maximum projected roof or paved area to be handled, and Table 1103.2. 1103.3, size of roof gutters. The size of semicircular gutters shall be based on the maximum projected roof area, and Table 1103.3. 1103.4, side walls draining onto a roof. Where vertical walls project above a roof to permit storm water to drain into the roof area below, the adjacent roof area shall be permitted to be computed from Table 1103.1 as follows. For one wall, add 50% of the wall area to the roof area figures. For two adjacent walls of equal height, add 35% of the total wall areas. For two adjacent walls of unequal height, add 35% of the total common height and add 50% of the remaining height of the highest wall. Two opposite walls of same height, add no additional area. Two opposite walls of differing heights, add 50% of the wall area above the top of the lower wall. Walls on three sides, add 50% of the area of the inner wall below the top of the lowest wall, plus an allowance for the area of the wall above the top of the lowest wall, in accordance with Section 1103.43 and Section 1103.45 above. Walls on four sides, no allowance for wall areas below the top of the lowest wall, add for areas above the top of the lowest wall in accordance with Section 1103.41, Section 1103.43, Section 1103.45, and Section 1103.46 above. 1104.0 values for continuous flow, 1104.1 general. Where there is a continuous or semi-continuous discharge into the building storm drain or building storm sewer, as from a pump, ejector, air conditioning plant, or similar device, 1 gallon per minute, 0.06 liters per second, of such discharge shall be computed as being equivalent to 24 square feet, 2.2 square meters, of roof area, based upon a rate of rainfall of 4 inches per hour, 102 millimeters per hour. 1105.0, controlled flow roof drainage. 1105.1, application. Instead of sizing the storm drainage system in accordance with Section 1103.0, the roof drainage shall be permitted to be sized by controlled flow and storage of the storm water on the roof, provided the following conditions are met. The water from a 25-year frequency storm shall not be stored on the roof exceeding 24 hours. During the storm, the water depth on the roof shall not exceed the depth specified in Table 1105.11. Not less than 2 drains shall be installed in roof areas of 10,000 square feet or less, and not less than 1 additional drain shall be installed for each 10,000 square feet of roof area exceeding 10,000 square feet, 929 square meters. Each roof drain shall have a pre-calibrated, fixed, non-adjustable, and proportional weir, notched, in a standing water collar inside the strainer. No mechanical devices or valves shall be permitted. Pipe sizing shall be based on the pre-calibrated rate of flow gallons per minute, L per second, of the pre-calibrated weir for the maximum allowable water depth, and Table 1103.1 and Table 1103.2. The height of stones or other granular material above the waterproofed surface shall not be considered in water depth measurement, and the roof surface in the vicinity of the drain shall not be recessed to create a reservoir. Roof design, where controlled flow roof drainage is used, shall be such that the design roof live load is not less than 30 pounds per square foot, 146 kilograms per square meter, to provide a safety factor exceeding the 15 pounds per square foot, 73 kilograms per square meter, represented by the depth of water stored on the roof in accordance with Table 1105.1. Scuppers shall be provided in parapet walls. The distance of scupper bottoms above the roof level at the drains shall not exceed the maximum distances specified in Table 1105.12. Scupper openings shall be not less than 4 inches, 102 millimeters high, and have a width equal to the circumference of the roof drain required for the area served, sized in accordance with Table 1103.1. Flashings shall extend above the top of the scuppers. At a wall or parapet, 45-degree 0.79 RAD cants shall be installed. Separate storm and sanitary drainage systems shall be provided within the building. Calculations for the roof drainage system shall be submitted along with the plans to the authority having jurisdiction for approval. 1105.2 Setback roofs. Drains on setback roofs shall be permitted to be connected to the controlled flow drainage systems provided. The setback is designed for storing water, or the square footage of the setback drainage area is converted as outlined in Section 1105.0 to gallons per minute, and the stormwater pipe sizes in the controlled flow system are based on the sum of the loads. The branch from each of the roof drains that are not provided with controlled flow shall be sized in accordance with Table 1103.1, 1106.0 Engineered Storm Drainage System, 1106.1 General. The design and sizing of a storm drainage system shall be permitted to be determined by accepted engineering practices. The system shall be designed by a registered design professional and approved in accordance with Section 301.5, 1106.2 Siphonic Roof Drainage Systems. The design of a siphonic roof drainage system shall comply with ASP 45.1106.3 Siphonic Roof Drains. Siphonic roof drains shall comply with ASME A112.6.91107.0, Testing 1107.1, Testing. Required new building storm drainage systems and parts of existing systems that have been altered, extended, or repaired shall be tested in accordance with Section 1107.2.1 or Section 1107.2.2 to disclose leaks and defects. 1107.2 Methods of testing storm drainage systems. Except for outside leaders and perforated or open-jointed drain tile, the piping of storm drain systems shall be tested upon completion of the rough piping installation by water or air, except that plastic pipe shall not be tested with air and proved tight. The authority having jurisdiction shall be permitted to require the removal of clean-out plugs to ascertain whether the pressure has reached parts of the system. One of the following test methods shall be used in accordance with Section 11.07.2.1 through Section 11.07.2.3. 11.07.2.1. Water test. After piping has been installed, the water test shall be applied to the drainage system, either to the entire system or sections. Where the test is applied to the entire system, all openings in the piping shall be tightly closed except for the highest opening, and the system shall be filled with water to the point of overflow. Where the system is tested in sections, each opening shall be tightly plugged except for the highest opening of the section under test, and each section shall be filled with water, but no section shall be tested with less than a 10-foot, 3,048 millimeters head of water. In testing successive sections, not less than the upper 10 feet, 3,048 millimeters, of the next preceding section shall be tested so that no joint of pipe in the building except the uppermost 10 feet, 3,048 millimeters, of a roof drainage system, which shall be filled with water to the flood level of the uppermost roof drain, shall have been submitted to a test of less than 10 foot, 3,048 millimeters, head of water. The water shall be kept in the system or the portion of the test for not less than 15 minutes before inspection starts. The system shall then be tight. 1107.2.2 Air Test. The air test shall be made by attaching an air compressor testing apparatus to a suitable opening after closing other inlets and outlets to the system, forcing air into the system until there is a uniform gauge pressure of 5 pounds force per square inch, PSI, 34 kilopascals, or sufficient pressure to balance a column of mercury 10 inches, 34 kilopascals in height. This pressure shall be held without the introduction of additional air for not less than 15 minutes. 1107.2.3 Exceptions. Where circumstances exist that make air and water tests described in Section 1107.2.1 and Section 1107.2.2 impractical, see Section 105.3.